Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Coming back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler V series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, let's do better. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a little bit since I've been to Dunkin for a review. Hopefully, it's a good one, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside the truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work. I found some shit to review for you. That is essentially the case today. Excuse me. Although it wasn't an entirely random find. But yeah, I got off of work like, a little less than an hour ago at the time I'm doing this. And was making my way home, and I was like, you know what, man, I haven't stopped off at Dunkin for a little bit. I might as well pop in and see what they got going on. I think the last thing that I did was the red velvet latte or macchiato or whatever the fuck it was. Go watch that review if you're interested. And so I went over there and I was looking to see what they had, and turns out they had a couple new drinks, and I was like, I like drinks. So, what drink am I reviewing for you today? What are we doing here? Well, it's boom! It looks like this. Can we get a thing for a thing? Ha ha ha! Yeah. Sure. It's this. What is this? This is their Peach Sunshine Sparked, because it's just a straight D at the end. It's all about the D. Energy beverage. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's Peach Sunshine Sparked Energy Drink. We'll go with that. Yeah, basically what it seems like is they took their Dunkin' refreshers, and I could be wrong on this, but it seems to be the case. They took just their Dunkin' refreshers, and I've reviewed a number of those on the channel, and basically they just went over there and crammed it full of some, added vitamins and caffeine, which I was nice enough to look up. Apparently it has 192 milligrams of caffeine, which is for a large. It's nothing crazy or anything like that, but maybe a little extra kick for you. Anyway, there was also a berry blast one, but I felt like peach, man. It was like, it's nice morning, weather's nice, eerily nice for February, but do what you need to. So let's give it a go. Damn, son, I ain't lying about that peach. Ooh. Not necessarily in a good way, though. Ooh. Alright. Well, it is a very peachy flavor. I will say that. You could not mistake it for anything else. However, what it is, though, is very artificial peach flavor. And if you watch my reviews for long enough, and I'm not going to say this is something I bring up commonly, but when I do review peach flavored things, I'm all for peach as a flavor, but peach is one of those flavors where if you go too heavy with it, it, for me, becomes abrasive. It goes from being this nice, sweet, delicious, summery, fruit flavor to, it kind of takes on almost like an earthy bitterness that I don't like. And this went too far with it, for sure. And especially with it being an artificial peach flavor, yeah, it's a bit much. Now, I will say, it's a bit much. It's not extremely abrasive. I think that first, it's got an aftertaste. That's what's really fucking me up. The initial taste is actually nice. It's just got a nice kind of almost sparkling kind of peach flavor to it, and it's very peachy. And it's kind of nice. Again, it's sort of in a similar vein to their refreshers, but there's something else there too. But then it kind of, again, it amps up a bit too much, but it kind of dials back before hitting that really shitty part. But then you get that on the tail end. That's the aftertaste, is that sort of weird earthiness that I just personally don't like. Um, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. The other thing that I was surprised by is how, I mean, and this is going to sound stupid, but go with me. I get that it's an energy thing, there's caffeine, all the stuff and all that. I wasn't expecting it to kind of taste like an energy drink. Like, it actually is not entirely unreminiscent of something that I would get from Monster or, Full Throttle or what the fuck ever. There is like an energy drink quality to the flavor, and it's not my favorite thing ever. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a little bit of that unnecessary tartness that a lot of energy drinks kind of try to hide some of the bullshit. I think that's what they tried to do with this. Yeah, I don't know how much I like this one. If it was just the initial flavor experience, I think I would be 100% down with it because I like the peach flavor. I like again, almost has like a sparkling aspect. Like, it has a nice, like, refreshing quality. Again, it's probably basically just a refresher with some crap crammed into it. Um, you know, I'm down with that, but then that artificial peach flavor, it hits in a weird way that I don't like. I don't like the aftertaste. I don't like that, again, that sort of unnecessary kind of, little hit of tartness. Kind of just reminds me of an energy drink. Yeah, yeah, I don't know with this one, man. I don't hate it, but I don't think I like it that much either. Um, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm gonna go with no and kinda, I guess. For me personally, if you're gonna do peach as a flavor, you have to work within a certain spectrum for me to really appreciate and enjoy it properly. This goes beyond that spectrum. It moves into that category where it's, for one thing, it's an artificial peach flavor. The other thing is, you're just, like I say, it's too amped up. I don't like that aspect of it. And then although it's not an extreme aftertaste, that aftertaste I'm not into. I'm not digging that at all. So, yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. The first 20% of the experience is nice and fine. Again, the peachiness with the, kind of, sort of refreshing aspect to it, that's nice. Once that dials back, though, peach gets to be a bit too much. Again, you get that sort of energy drink flavor, and then you just get a shitty aftertaste. Like, it's not horrible, but not for me, man. Not for me. I'll still probably try the berry one at some point, but I'm good on the peach. As for recommending it, I don't think it's an outright terrible drink, and I could see some people liking it. A lot of it is going to be dependent on where you're at with peach as a flavor. Are you okay with the amped up peach flavor? Or are you not? If you are, you might be perfectly fine with this. But I will say, I think that it's, like I said, I was expecting something a little bit different. I was expecting, kind of, again, almost like just one of their refreshers, just with some added caffeine and, what have you. And I mean, maybe that is fundamentally what it is, but like, it just, taste-wise, that's not what I'm getting, and I don't know. It's a bit too artificial. I'm sure some people would like it. It's worth a shot, especially since it's probably going to be a limited time item, but it would be hard for me to go over there. Get a small if you're going to get one. Let that be your judge. I always go for a large because I'm like, well, for one thing, I'm me, but I just go all in on this shit. So, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go have yourselves a truly proper peach-tastic rest of your life, okay? And I'm talking like the real deal, like proper, really nice peaches. Again, peach is a great flavor. Just need to use it properly. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in your world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with that stuff, it's important that we at least try take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're going to try out your peach sunshine sparked whatever the hell from Dunkin, as I've done here today. And maybe like me, you're going to be like, I don't know about that, man. I'm not too big on the peach flavor. But maybe the key difference between you and I is that you're some sort of expert peach farmer. So then you're over there and you got peaches up the wazoo, and you're over there and you're like, I could make a better version of this. So you use your peach expertise, and it takes a few attempts and everything like that. It's not going to be first shot. You get it down, start going over there selling it at a little stand by your house. And it becomes a bigger thing, then, bigger thing. Eventually it's this mega conglomerate. And then, maybe by the year like 31, 27, you own like half of Brazil. Let's be honest, that's the way that things are going. Just corporations. That's one of those things when you look at dystopian futures. I don't worry about like Terminators and stuff like that. It's like that. No. But when I look at like corporations owning countries and stuff, it's like, that's a little bit closer to what I think could happen. Anyway, bye.